Yeah, hi, good evening to all. So I hope all of you could able to hear me, right? Yeah. So in the last session, we talked about one, like how to connect with third-party application, which is a cloud application, right? From iics data integration. Huh? So prerequisite to perform with Salesforce is what? First, we need to register the developer edition of Salesforce. Remember that, yeah. Salesforce, there are many versions: developer version, commercial version, normal edition. There are many. So we need to log on to developer.salesforce.com and then get it registered. So you'll have username and password. Then reset the token by getting into the profile. That's it. These are three mandatory inputs that we need to gather from Salesforce application. You know? And once it is done, then what we did was we have used those inputs within data integration in order to perform what I call integration of data integration with what Salesforce. Thereafter, we could able to start pulling the data from the Salesforce and then got it transferred to any target. So we've just used platform, which means from iics there is a provision to connect with what? Any cloud application. And one of the applications that we tried. Yeah. Now, once we understand, the next question is what? Let us say, can we perform writing data to external application? Answer is yes. For example, let's say we read the data from flat file or relational table, which has to be transferred to a target, what I call Salesforce, into any object. That's also very much possible, but we do that. Yeah, so we do that by using what application integration. We'll get there. Yeah, that's going to be the later part of the story. Yeah, so we'll see that. The next question. Let's say we need to perform some mathematical operations, which means after having the discussion with the Salesforce, we started getting into performing what I call basic mathematical operation, which is very straightforward thing. I think we have done string-based operations and then followed by date-based operations. You know, in the sense how to get the date, how to extract part of the date, all that I think we discussed. What we did not discuss was like, can we perform converting one type to other type? Answer is yes, like string to integer or string to date and vice versa. Date is string, whatever, right? Answer is yes. Now the question, why do you need to perform that? In the sense converting one type to other type. For example, let's say we got the date in any format, we don't care about that. Now the question, let's say we need to extract part of a given date or a time or mix of both. To do that, first we need to convert date time or date to a string and apply appropriate string based operations in order to accomplish our objectives, right? So that part could be done quite easily with string based operations. Now, the question, can't we do it by taking data as input directly? Yes, some operations are possible, but we have got most of the what you call manipulative functions are part of string based category. So we don't have that much of exhaustiveness when it comes to what data time based operations. So that's why we need to start getting into the type conversion from data string or date time to string. Yeah. That's one aspect of it. And second, let us say we need to perform other way. There is a date which is represented in a string form. But let's say we need to maintain what you call tight coupling or type safety when it comes to what target systems. In such cases also, we need to start thinking of getting into what type conversion from one to another. So, depending upon the customer expectation, one can start what I call taking a decision to convert. But if you think from best practice perspective, it is always advisable not to perform any conversion, which means avoid conversion as much as you could. Remember, that's a best practice, guys. Yeah. So now the next question. Yeah, let us try doing it practically, what you call by using this particular expression transformation. Yeah. So once you are done with that, then we'll start getting into new topic, which is there are some pending steps within task flow, right? So that we are going to discuss on today's session. Yeah. Let us complete some of the basic things within expression transformation. Then we'll get into task flows, yeah, like parallel with a decision with parallel, then followed by building our own task flow based on our own choice. So those three possible combinations need to be discussed as part of task flows. Yeah. So let us try getting into the tool. Yeah. So it's coming up. Yeah, it's fine. Now it is ready to use. Now let us try getting into building a mapping with an expression transformation. Yeah. These things are very quite straightforward, guys. So this thing is similar to what we all know in local power center, right? So, but maybe there are some new people, right? So for them, trying to cover these things, we need to take expression. That's it. Yeah. You'll get bored initially, but yes, let me cover these things. Yeah. So yeah, this anyway is straightforward. Remember, guys, in this particular expression transformation, can we perform anything, everything of what is required for the business? Answer is no. Then how do you take care? So Java has got exhaustive methods through which we could able to perform what I call anything and everything. Because just by using expression, yes, most of the things could be done, but not all. Remember, in that case, we can take the help from Java. I think that part we want to discuss, right? So now let us say we'll start with a very simple operation, which is numeric operation. Yeah. So type, let us say double. Yeah. So double could take care of tiny int or normal int or float, deep float, whatever, right? So that's why I just used a generic numeric type, which is a decimal or double. Anything is fine. Yeah, decimal we are not using because it is expensive. In case if you are dealing with what very large numeric value, then we can think of using it, or else better to avoid that because it will just act as like separate class and then perform initialization, then set gets setters and getters. All that would take place if you go with a decimal. But other than that, like float, double, normal int, they're all what? They don't require separate class to be used. Yeah. They'll just use make they'll make use of built-in types, which is very straightforward. Yeah. So we have to think on each and every aspect, right, before we use it. Remember, because every type or whatever you do here, right, everything will have some importance. Yeah. So, but yeah, now let us start getting into what numeric, right, which is a very straightforward thing. Like we can perform absolute, getting absolute value, getting a seal value, floor value, exponential. These are very straightforward functions, guys. So these you guys would have used since many years. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just use one or two and then could come out from that. Let's say seal. Yeah. If you supply any, let's say 10.1, what will be the seal value, guys, here? Is it 10 or 11 or something else? Answer is 11, right? Because seal means we are going to expect top. Hmm. So, yeah, fine. Yes. So what we need to know is in Java we got very advanced methods, guys. Remember, yeah, like by using a Stars framework or Spring framework or there are many. So we can make use of the richness of all the new methods that we have in the Java. Then we could able to avail the latest capabilities of what we have in Java. Yeah. But those things also will be taken out after a while because now AI has come in, right? So now let's say expression result numeric dot txt. Right, fine. That's it. Now let's apply the mapping name, mapping underscore expression with we're starting the numeric, but we'll perform others also. Plus conversion output. Fine. That's it. Okay. Now let us try to run that. Yeah. Yes. So all the rows got transferred. Now I can go to target. Yeah, this one, right? Yes. So numeric result 11, right? Because we are using static value. So this will be repeated for all the rows. Yeah. So that's done. Now let's get into other things are straightforward, like logarithmic or exponential. Yeah, there are very straightforward things. So just for the sake of coverage, I've just touched upon one, nothing else. Yeah, they are very straightforward things. Yeah. Now let us talk about date conversion. Yeah. So this is one of the most widely used type of conversion because from the source we never know how do we get the data with respect to date. Sometimes you'll get a string form, sometimes you'll get it in date form, but we should know like how to get it converted, right? So again, we have functions. Yeah? So one we can directly use under all, we'll get all, or second we can go to what you call conversion category where we can see to date. If the input is what string, then we can use this to date, which means converting that to a date. And let us say we have got in date form. Yeah. Now we need to convert that to a string. So we can use what to cat. Can I see here? That's it. Now let us take any date. Like last time, I think one of us trying to ask question, right? So we can have any date. Let's say we are using this date. Then format could be anything. If you don't use any format, let's say, which means it will make use of default format, which is DD, YYYY. Yeah. So, but yes, second argument is optional thing, guys. Yeah. If you look at here, you can clearly read like what it says. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now let us see whether we are going to get converted string or not. Yeah. Okay. So now we got it. Let's see. Yes, we can see, right? It is converted MMDD YYYY, right? That's a default format. Now let us say from that we need to extract what month. How do we do that? Yeah. So that's where we can start making use of appropriate string function. Like we all know substring, right? So now we'll try to make use of this result of data conversion that will be taken as input to what another output port. Let's say here I'll just put substring from date. Yeah. So type should be type substring, sorry, string type. Yeah. So let's use this under string based category. I think some we have already covered. So substring, I think I didn't cover about it. It's kind of straightforward. So here one we can use so directly converted value that will be taken as input to this example, or we can also take output of previous output. Yeah, let's say here we have, yeah, I'm trying to talk about one. So now substring, we got string value, right? Converted one. Start position, one. Length, let's say two. Yeah? We need one, let's say two character positions. So which will tell us it's a date or month or whatever is that first two characters, right? It is going to pull. Yeah? Okay. So let it run. Meantime, you guys can ask questions.
Nasima, like for Salesforce, right? Is it better to use cloud-hosted agent or the other agent?
Yeah, so that's a good question, guys. Remember, our goal was to transfer data from cloud to local. Correct, no? So which means in that case, who can talk to local? Can we make cloud hosted agent to talk to local? Answer is no. Which means you should always think of using local agent. That's the first reason. And second reason is what? If it is a local agent, we'll have a lot of flexibility of fine tuning agent parameters. That's the second reason. And third reason is what? We can make it what I call a lot of tunable parameters which can be applied to agent. Not only that, so we can also extend the function to agent if it is a local. Cloud hosted means we will not have that much flexibility on doing that, Ravi. Ravi, you got right?
Yeah, I got it, Nasima. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So remember, guys, what we should always think of using what local agent. Most of the cases, unless you have any provision with respect to interaction with cloud. You know, one major reason why we can think of using cloud hosted agent is what? Cloud to cloud, because both are in the cloud, right? So then we can think of using cloud hosted agent. Even in that case, also, if we have our local agent, which can be used to talk to both the cloud environments, in that case, also it's better to use on-prem. Yeah? So, which means try to use on-prem agent as much as we could. That's bottom line.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So now let us try to refresh and let us see whether we got. Yes, we got first two characters, right? So this is the input for this last thing, and first two characters were trying to extract. So that's it about like how to perform data conversion on that, right? So and so likewise, if you want to extend this with any other functions, right? So like we have many other special functions. Yeah, these things normally we rarely use these things, guys. Especially when you try to make use of one aerospace applications, and second when we talk about agriculture as in domain where if you want to calculate parameter or for the area which is not in rectangle square form, right? Then we need to convert that to angular form. Yeah. So rectangular plus angular. In such cases, trigonometric functions are going to help us. Yeah? Or else we won't be using it. We'll just perform one example, like on sine, cos, cosine, sine, cosine, or tan, or cot, whatever, right? So let's try to perform one, but rarely we use it. So yeah, I'll just put trigonometric result. Yeah, usually the result is what double. Yeah, like 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, whatever. We all know that, right? Fine. Anyway, nowadays we don't need to remember, guys, because those days are gone. Yeah. So memory doesn't have any value nowadays. Yeah. So what is required is how do you make use of available thing. That's what matters a lot. Remember, yeah. Memory value is gone. So olden days, yes. I think I would say till last to last year, memory has got importance. It's human memory. That's what I meant. Yeah. Now that is already gone. So, but still people are taking some time to come out from that. Yes. From my perspective, it is gone. But let us take any cause 30. Yeah. Yeah. So let's say that somewhere you'll get it. Yeah. So because we are storing in double, so which is not which is less than one. That's why it's zero. Yeah. Rounding. Fine. So likewise we can just perform any kind of trigonometric stuff. So likewise I think you guys would be knowing like IIF or decode. So where we can just decode is just enhanced version of IIF, optimal version of IIF we can say. So that also we can think like they are part of scientific or whatever, right? That's for basically decision making. We use those functions, right? Yeah. In a single line, if you want to perform if and else, then we can use IIF or decode. Yeah. So that's all. Yeah. So let's see whether we have it or not. So these versions, right, they keep on getting changed, right? Like adding, modifying, those things they'll do it. Yeah, yeah, we still have it anyway. Yes. So these things are based variable based functions. Like these four, right? Setting count variable and max variable. In the sense, if you want to retain maximum value at the end of a task, then we can go for this opposite. If you want to retain minimum value at the end of a task, it's our choice. Whatever you want, you can just retain this for count. Yeah. So now let us take any condition. Let's say we have C1. C1 is a string, right? Type is a problem. Let's see. Let us take that. C1 greater than 1, then expression. Yeah. So let's say 2. And then else, let's say I can just put 1, 2, 3 example. See, this cannot result up mismatching type because C1 is what let's try to use single quote. Yeah. But that's not recommended actually because we should follow strict type checking. Yeah. Yes. Okay, function cannot mismatching type. Same thing. So let's try to change the type, which is C1 to integer. No? That's fine. Now next, so I think I use code study. We have to take out that. Yeah, these things are misleading, guys. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. That's why it's always better to go with what strict type checking. So we don't get to see any kind of issues. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Oh my God. Fine. So there's a type problem, right? Say okay. Yeah. Yeah. Meantime, probably you guys can ask questions. Yeah. Yeah. Now we are trying to put in a lot of effort, this much effort, right? Yes, on expression transformation. So because it's supporting, we are doing it because of this training, right? So nowadays we don't need to think on this. To farm expressing fast or some question, right? There are tools to take care of it, AI tools. Yeah. So, but yes, but customers they might not allow because of some licensing restrictions. But yes, slowly it will be gone. So in the sense they'll buy AI license, and then after that these things are not required actually. No ETL tool, no quality tool, no profiling tool, no MDM tool, no data warehousing tool. Nothing is required. No? So without that also we could able to take care. I think that will happen maybe by end of next year. Or I don't know. It all depends on customer choice. Okay. Any questions, guys? The reason why I'm trying to talk this point repeatedly because now things have got changed. Maybe another 2, 3 years or 3, 4 years, this IACS will be there. After that, I think it won't be there.
Nasimha, like, can you show, because some of these we usually take like parameter, usually in Power Center, right? So if there is a mapping parameter, we declare in the
Yes.
mapping parameters in the designer, and after that we use that in the session level or at a mapping level, right?
Right, right.
So can you show one example like that here? Where do
Okay.
we do that? The similar concept.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think yeah, there's a parameterization one file level. I think I covered right, Ravi, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
File level you covered, calling that into the mapping. That's what.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'll come to that. So see, parameterization we could do it one at source level, second at target level, third at transformation level, fourth at mapping level, fifth at task level, sixth at task flow level. We all know that. Yeah. Now the question. So you are asking mapping parameter, right? See, mapping parameter just like constants. Yeah, we can just define some value, use it in any expression. That's a simple way to understand, right? Yeah. So that's from power center point of view. In ISCS, yeah, that we can do it. I think we have done it already. But mapping in expression level, we have not done it. But I'll try to talk about this parameterization in one session, which can talk about the complete parameterization, partial parameterization at any
Okay.
level, mapping levels, transformation level, source level, target level, so that it covers all the possible combinations of parameters. Ravi, fine?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Nothing.
Yeah. So this is very, I would say, enhanced version of Power Center, guys. Remember, yeah, because Power Center, this much we cannot do it. Yes. Yeah, this mapping parameters, mapping variables, yes, it is there since many years. Yes, Power Center, it is good. Yeah. Now, can you see, guys, this wherever it satisfies condition, it will be true, rest will be false, which means we got only two rows, 4, 7, right? We can see value here, 4, 7, which is greater than 1. Rest, it, it's not, right? That's why it is false. Yeah, and this is straightforward thing. I'm just trying one example to just to show. And the logarithmic functions also ln we have, right? Or log, we can use that. I think more or less I covered. Yeah. And calling another function within expression that I think we talked about it. Unconnected lookup. Yes, and I think I covered that, right? In the sense, configure the lookup, in one place and make a call from expression transformation. I think we have done that. Unconnected lookup. Yeah. So that is done. Now the next question is what? How are we going to take care of what I call task flows? Actually, I would have called long time back. That day this got expired, right? So we just switched to some other topics. Yeah. Now let's continue, guys. I think we talked about linear task flow, yes or no, and also parallel task. I think both of them are covered, right? I think Bharat was trying to ask question the difference between linear task for sequential, right? I think if I remember correctly, Bharat. Yeah. So fine, we'll see that. Parallel part, I think we talked about it, which means running multiple tasks at the same time. Linear means orderly manner. Yeah. So now let us take, let's say, general task flow or sequential itself. So we can see here, right? We can run multiple tasks consecutively. Not only that, we can also perform adding some extra steps within this particular sequential task flow. Can we do it in a linear task flow? Answer is no. Because we are going to get task flow workspace where we can perform like whatever the way that you want to use task, we could do it, which can't be done in linear task flow. So linear task flow has got many limitations, guys. If you are sure about executing the task in orderly manner, then only we can use it. Yeah. Anyway, we don't use it in reality because some will be executed in parallel, some will be sequential, some will have some different. All that we'll have. So we can use this in reality because though we got a template with a true task in it, but we can use any type of task to extend this functionality, which can't be done in a linear task flow. Right? That's the first difference. Yeah, we'll extend that. So first thing, what we need to do in start, we need to make sure that we are using either the normal protocol or messaging system protocol, followed by other properties, which I think I've already talked about it, right? So now the next question. This is straightforward, guys. First two things are similar to what we discussed linear task flow. Yeah. So which means we are going to execute in order manner. Yeah. And with respect to dependency also we can take care. What happened? We don't have any tasks. Oh, looks like we have not built any tasks because this is a new environment. Right? Yes, let's go back and create a task. Yeah, mapping task. So let us say I'll just put mapping task underscore mapping Salesforce. Yeah. So let's take that. Yeah. So I think we have here Salesforce, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. These properties, I think we talked about it. One thing which I didn't talk about here is yeah, optimal settings that I'll cover as part of performance tuning, like push down automation, all that. Yeah. So now I think this is done. Yeah. If you want to modify any mapping level stuff, you could do it. Yeah. If you want to run before we start making use of it, you can just run it independently. Yeah. Yeah. We are trying to create a task based on what? Salesforce mapping, nothing else. We already know that because the trail got expired, so we're trying to recreate this. Yeah. So now, yes, it got processed. All the rows. Yeah. Salesforce target, right? We got it anyway. This part we know it, so let me not repeat now. I'm just showing that it got executed. That's it. Now we need to make use of it in the task flow. Yeah. Let's go back here. That's the one thing we have it. So we can create one more task so that we can use it for parallel or sequential. Yeah. Let's take a replication task. Yeah. So replication, remember guys, if you want to maintain multiple copies in multiple regions, though regions could be local or geo-based regions. So to perform this, we have to have either Salesforce or database. That's why I did not cover replication task during when I covered the synchronization task. Yeah. So input could be one of these, Salesforce or database. Yeah. So replication task based on, let us say, SF. Yeah. So which means we are trying to make a copy from Salesforce data to what any target we file, whatever. Yeah. So now let's make use of Salesforce connection. Look at here, guys. If you want to copy all the objects from Salesforce, then we can select all, or else we can select include specific, because if there are too many, no, it will take a lot of time to pull the data, which is going to waste our time. So let's use our time effectively. For that, we can select only specific objects. Yes. So let's I'll use one account. Yes. Yeah. Second, let's say account fee, whatever. And let's say one more contact is there. Con- Yes. I think this is enough. Yeah. Likewise, whatever you want, you can just select. There are many, right? So we are just using one from account series, second from contract. Yeah. So that's it. Now click on next. Which means for every object, there is going to be a corresponding target. Target could be a file or a table. Now let us say we are using file, which means all the target files will have the prefix of sf underscore, which means sf underscore accounts, sf underscore accounts, and sf underscore contract. These three files will get created in the target directory. Yeah. And can you see this is a full load? If you want to change, you can change it for database target. Yeah. So click on next. And again here, if you want to exclude some of the fields from any object, we can do it. Or else, if you want all, we can ignore that. Similarly, it's a filter, like what we did in synchronization, right? We can also apply filter here while making a copy. Yeah. Yes. So this I think we talked about it. I think more or less I covered all here. Finish. Mistaking the time. What happened? Something on the one second. SF2 file output. Yes.
Narasimha, what is the difference between a replication and synchronization? They are two, they
Yes.
can be similar or how does it work?
Yeah. In replication, just a replica, in a sense, copy, mirroring the same data from one to another. Synchronize just to make sure that we're all on the same page. In a sense, you have done something, you know, the similar thing should be available in other regions, whatever, So just make sure that data got synchronized across all. Replication basically
Okay.
just a copy. If you want, we can maintain or else no.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
so, for example, let us say region 1 data India people are using, region 2 data US people are using. But if the data is not synchronized, let's say India people have done today business operation, and that should be taken as input for subsequent day in US. Let's say that data is not synchronized. So what happens? That because data are not synchronized, they'll be performing the business operation based on prior day. So which is not as expected. In that case, what I call it's mandatory that synchronization should take place before the start next business day. But replication is not that. If you want to make a copy, you can make, or else it's not. It's not mandatory. That's one thing. And second thing, this replication normally we use it for what? From one media to some other media. In a sense, one let us say Salesforce, other could be anything. But in case of synchronization, it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory that we have to use Salesforce or database, whatever. That is, synchronization can take place from file to file or whatever. But here, replication normally we use it for different medias. That's a second difference. And third, in case of replication, right, we can have any number of replicas. For example, let's say due to some natural calamity, some issues, right? Uh, then we need to come up with what disaster recovery plan, whatever. In such cases, we can increase the number of replicas so that we are safeguarding our data. So, for let us say, based on risky factor till today, we are going with what? Three applications. But if the risk gets increased, we can increase that number from three to four or five or six, depending upon the kind of risk that we have it. So then we'll be placing this data in appropriate, what do you call, some other regions or some other areas where the risk factor is less. So likewise, we can have any number of copies maintained in what multiple locations to avoid losing the data. It's purely what I call uh, maintaining the data here, just to come out from disaster issues or whatever issues. Ravi.
Okay, got it. So replication is more like a disaster recovery, and synchronization is to have sync between two different
Yeah,
sources.
yeah, two or many. Yeah,
Two or many. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
And
For
in
example,
replication, so we don't do any filters, right? In synchronization, we can apply subsets and
yes,
all that, whatever. Okay,
yeah,
so replication is a rep. Mhm.
yeah. Here also, if you want, you can just replicate based on filter data. For example, let's say we are replicating from India to US. Example. Though we are dealing with India business, some US data is also part of it. Now, US people they want to say that no, we don't care about India data. We just want only US data, which is taking care of India. In that case, we filter based on country code US and then replicate only US data in US. You got right? That's also possible. But usually we don't do that.
At a high
So
level,
we
yeah, okay,
exactly.
got it.
But if you want, it's
Mm,
possible, right? There's a filter option.
mm.
Fine.
Okay.
So yeah, can you see, guys? Now we selected what, three objects from Salesforce, right? Only those three objects only got replicated in a specified target. Yeah. So account, contract. Yeah. So whatever this data, anyway, you will have it. So let me access. It will take time. Let me open Notepad. Yeah. So that's it. So we got data like whatever is there in this accounts object. Yeah. You can also open it. Next. Likewise, contract and account fail. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Like how you can just copy, yeah, from one to another. This is straightforward thing. So it's a copy, right? Yeah. Now we got two tasks, right? So we can create one more mapping task because in task flows we'll have to use different types of tasks. Yeah. I'll just put here mapping task based on expression. Okay. So we're just trying to create this task, uh, which are prerequisite for task flows, right? So we have not added this task to task flow. Yeah. Yeah. So this, I think we're just running independently. This one, right? 3.8, right? So that's it. So this is done independently. We could able to get the result. Now let us try to get it used as part of task flow. Yeah. So first one, let's say yes. Let's say we are using Salesforce task, and second one we are using what, expression task. Yeah. So this is equivalent with what, linear task flow. Yeah. Orderly, right? But you can ask question in linear task flow. You got stop on error, stop on warning. You have seen those options, right? Those things we can also take care as part of error handling. You can see, right, on warning, on error. It's similar to that. And there's extra thing here. So failed task flow on completion if this task flows or if this task does not. These are some extra things in sequential option. Yeah. That is minor. Major thing here is what we can add extra capabilities here, which can't be done linear task flow. Yeah, that's why normally we don't use linear task flow. Yeah, and this is done, right? This is done, and this is not done. No? Oh my god, first one is not done. Okay, so task flow, which is based on what, sequential. Yeah. Oh, what happened? I got stuck, right? Yeah. Refresh. Yeah. So with this, you know how to create sequential task flow with a pre-built template, yeah, which is superset of linear task flow. So even now itself. So after that, we can also add some more things like assignments type or whatever, right? You've got uh, integration with some other application like cloud application integration, yeah, notification, command task, all such things we could do it. Yeah. So we have. I'm just yeah making sure that's fine. Okay. Now let us run it. Yes, it's running here. I think you have seen basic monitoring window of IACS plus advanced view of what IACS, right? Where we could use this advanced view of IACS in order to troubleshoot because we can see flowchart form and each and every step with respect to input variables, output variables, and action performed and flow that has been taking place. And we can also see faults in case there is faults occurred while running this particular task flow, right? So all such things we could able to keep track of it by using what especially advanced view of.
Oh, did we lose Nasimma?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Maybe he'll join. Anyone you have like recording of this installation recording, na? Please ping the link to message. Na?
Manu, are you looking for IICS installation recording?
Yeah, I am looking. Just can you please ping me the link?
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Once we have the link, we can look at all the videos, right, Mamata? Or is it like every video is linked to one link?
No, once we have link, it is getting updated every day. Like you can see all the
Okay.
periodic links.
Okay. Okay.
I have pinged my number or email ID also. You can send to there also or here also fine.
Should we wait for Narsuma, or I think anyway it's fine, right? Should we
Maybe
stop?
network issue, we should wait 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, thanks.
I think Narsima will not join. Maybe he has another session. So maybe we can.
Yes, let's leave it otherwise. Correct. Yeah, thanks all.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.